The world woke up to fire, but the match that lit this inferno was struck years ago. What if I told you? This war wasn't just inevitable, it was engineered. Israel versus Iran. Bombs falling, drones flying, leaders threatening nuclear fire. But while the world argues over who's right, no one is asking the most important question: who benefits from this chaos? To understand this war, you need to understand a pattern, a cycle of provocation, retaliation, and regime change masked as self-defense. In the early hours of June 13th, Israel launched preemptive strikes on Iran. Massive explosions lit up Tehran, Isfahan, Tabriz, and Kermanshah, cities hosting nuclear and strategic facilities. Mossad agents operated deep inside Iranian territory. Iran's most guarded sites, Natanz, Arak, and Parchin, were hit. It wasn't just an airstrike, it was a psychological assault. Israeli jets flew almost uncontested. Iran's early response was chaotic. Senior nuclear scientists and high-ranking military officers were assassinated. Hezbollah, silent. Iran responded with over 100 drones and ballistic missiles. Some intercepted, others broke through. Tel Aviv took multiple hits. Damage reported at Israel's Central Military Command. Now both sides scream self-defense while playing offense. You don't need to win a war, you just need to convince people you're winning it. Israel seeks escalation to drag the US in. The US, meanwhile, plays a double game. Secretary of State Rubio claims non-involvement.
Secretary of State Marco Rubio had the first official reaction as these attacks were unfolding overnight that the U.S. was not involved and that it was not providing assistance.
Trump threatens Iran, make a deal or face more brutal attacks. This isn't a new war. It's the latest chapter in an old playbook. Manufacture a crisis. Justify an intervention. Install loyalists. Control the outcome. Israel's operation is called Rising Lion, a nod to pre-revolution Iran. Symbolic, psychological. And the targets? IRGC officials. Not the regular military, that's no accident. Divide and conquer. Create friction between the IRGC and regular armed forces. Let Iran fracture from within. War isn't just fought with weapons. It's fought with symbols, narratives, and engineered outrage. Iran's goal isn't just revenge, it's political warfare. Destroy Israel's morale, crumble Netanyahu's coalition, trigger a vote of no confidence. How? By launching sustained military pressure, but targeting infrastructure and military bases, not civilians. They want to look strong, not reckless. Too soft, Iran looks weak. Too harsh, the US steps in. It's a razor-thin tightrope. Israel's hidden loss. Missile interceptor supplies are running low. These defense systems aren't infinite. Iran's hidden loss. Ballistic missiles are limited and costly to replace. Hezbollah drained. Leaders assassinated. Mossad infiltration is deep. Iran could tap into proxies in Syria, Iraq, and Yemen. But striking US bases risks another 2020 moment, like the assassination of General Soleimani. Alternatively, Iran could strike oil targets in the Gulf, Saudi or UAE facilities. This would spike oil prices, pressuring Gulf allies to restrain Israel. Sometimes the shortest path to victory goes through someone else's backyard. Iran could conduct a nuclear test. One underground detonation would signal a shift from posturing to reality. It would provoke global outrage, but also fear. Iran could also leave the Non-Proliferation Treaty. That threat alone reshapes the conflict. Sometimes the threat of destruction is more powerful than destruction itself. Wars create fear. Fear creates control. Control creates profit. Weapons manufacturers gain, oil exporters gain, authoritarians gain. Civilians? They lose everything. This war wasn't started by missiles. It was started by ideologies, by silence, by unchecked power. Israel and Iran may both lose, but the architects behind the curtain, they never do. If this breakdown helped you understand the war behind the war, hit subscribe. More investigative content is coming. because in a world built on illusions, the truth is your last defense.